go around the room. Well, or I guess we're in session. Everybody's good with that?
Sure.
All right.
You wanna do introductions
Do
still?
go around the room for introductions. Yeah, Adam.
Starting with me,
Sorry.
Adam Ryan, planning board representative.
Carol Martin, Budget Committee representative.
Susan Levinson, school board representative.
John Becker, select board rep.
Donna Danis, public member.
Skip Severance, planning board rep.
All right. Item 1 done. All right. Town and school plan review. So new submittals. So we got a whole new book in front of us, so.
So John, one thing I just wanna us to not lose track of is the fact that we requested specific changes to the form that we have not seen.
Yep.
And my expectation was that everything that's already been submitted would be transposed onto those new forms.
Right. Did Ellen reach out to you?
No,
Okay, she asked me if I had some stuff. I think I sent her some stuff, but she did say about checking with you the stuff. So is there a form? I don't know. It just,
I did send her after that meeting, the list
Okay.
of what we wanted done to those
okay, you
forms.
did send it to her, so she didn't have to reach out because you sent it to her directly
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
But that, I mean, we talked about those changes and we felt that it was important in terms of presentation of information.
Yep. So what do we have?
We're gonna be working on ours the balance of this week and into next week, so maybe, if you wanted to you sent her if you wouldn't mind, and then
Sure.
we can maybe just
Yeah,
drop that form up. and-
yeah, for sure.
So what's not added or changed or what? Or- Since you were here a few minutes early, you probably perused it.
As far as what's in the book, you mean? Or,
On the sheet, you talked about the sheets, the sheet or the, you're
no,
talking
the
about?
submittal
I'm
sheet.
talking about
Oh,
these.
those changes.
Yes.
Okay,
those.
gotcha, now I understand. I thought you were talking about this sheet.
No, I was talking about these,
Yeah, so the
narratives.
request sheets.
the request
And I
sheets.
think that's on us to make those, probably, yeah, we probably need to do that. Do we have
Well, Ellen
that?
took the action item to do it, and
Okay.
I sent her all of the specific changes.
All right, so we need to follow up with that action item. So, follow up.
If she needs help with that, I can sit with her tomorrow.
Mhm.
Tomorrow's the only day this week I have that I can do it, but I'll sit with her.
So, set changes to the submittal form.
Yes. Including redos of the submittal forms that have already been submitted.
Yeah, if they're not, if that hasn't taken place, then. Yep, so I will check with her, I assume she'll be, if she's here at the select board meeting, I didn't hear otherwise. I'll see if she can reach out for you to see if you can meet with her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tuesday, 8/26 question. Okay. All right.
So I think as far as what's different on the spreadsheet,
Mhm.
unfortunately, I went through the minutes and I looked at the things starting on line 35 to see what was included, whether those changes had been made to this sheet.
Yeah,
Some of them weren't, but unfortunately, I left that list at home.
Did you make it all the way through?
I did.
You did?
I
Good
did,
for
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
I did not.
I just sit around waiting to read meeting minutes.
So I
It was
have-
quite the list.
Right, I know I had some of the notes, but I didn't capture as many as you, I don't think.
Yeah, and I only,
Didn't, I thought you captured them on your laptop.
yeah, and I sent them.
So the
Okay.
taser,
Still there? They're in
Well,
your mail?
yeah, but this is these are comprehensive too, and don't forget, I left it.
Oh, you left it
I
early,
left
right.
right at
Oh,
the
yeah,
beginning
yeah.
where the school board discussion started.
Right, and I do have those changes. It was just a 75K. This looks like they're here.
Some of, yeah,
So like, here's an example, so I'm looking at the minutes again as reference.
Mhm.
Line 37 says purchase mobile data terminals in 2033. That is not on that was not added to the sheet itself.
and that may be because we don't have a submittal for that, right? Because they didn't go out that far.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked
Right.
about, we're gonna
Right.
get an additional
Right.
submittal. No, actually, we said we wanted them
So,
on one form with the lines
Hi,
broken up
Ellen.
by year, right?
Are you joining us?
I am.
alright, so
A
Cool.
little tardy.
No, no, it's all right.
I did copy, Charlotte as the police liaison on that request, on that
Yeah.
notice when I sent it to Ellen.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where she got
Yeah,
with
okay.
that, so
Okay.
you probably had to eat something.
No, do the kid transport.
Oh.
So it just,
Transfer.
it seems like some of the ones, like the MDTs, the body cameras,
Right,
like we said, okay, let's,
just as
Show it.
placeholder.
I mean, in some of them, there's no dollars, it just says placeholder, but like on the sheet, it's not there. So body camera, we said, add the next round in 2033, and there's no placeholder for that in the sheet.
Yeah, we gotta get some dollars.
Yeah, I think, personally think it's okay to say, okay, let's assume prices are gonna go up by X%, but we put a footnote on the sheet that
Yeah.
says, this is an assumption, it will get refined each year.
Well, I
Or
don't
like
even think we
50K
have
with
to
a
do
question
that.
mark.
What's that?
50K with a question mark.
I
Exactly.
think if we just put the amount that we think it's gonna be, that's really what we're trying to predict anyway.
Right.
Because that's the whole point of this, they're all just question marks.
That's fair. I was just thinking of it from the perspective of the 3 people that actually look at this and use it, that they would be like, oh, back in 2026, you said this was only gonna be
Right, but
50,000.
we should, so if we refine it every year and we actually review that every year,
Yeah.
it should get closer and closer every year.
So,
That's the whole point.
yeah, I agree with you that there should be a number, not just the word
Yep.
placeholder.
Yes.
And I
that's
put
it.
placeholder because I wasn't sure what I should plug in for
Yeah.
figures, I mean,
Yeah.
especially as it
That's
gets
fair.
down into
Yeah,
the
no,
pieces of equipment that we haven't replaced for several years.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
But we can probably come up with some kind of a number for that. So again, with the drones, like we said, 2026, 31, and 36.
Yep, that's kind of what our assumption was based on what we
Exactly,
got out of our current lifespan of the current drone.
right.
So are you putting in like 20K there for that one?
Yeah, I mean, cause it's 17.5, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Put in 50 for the other two,
You did for,
for
Kim,
the body camera and the taser replacement.
taser.
So the taser replacement, I put in 50K for 32. The original value is 50K, but,
Yeah,
What the heck?
that's fine.
and then the body, camera, I put in 50K for 33.
It says 34 on the sheet from the minutes.
34, okay. Placeholder was in 3, so that's right. That's good.
Yeah, so 34, you said
50K.
50K for body cameras,
Yeah,
50K for tasers, And you just said what, 20 for drones?
36, 20K, yep.
Alright.
What about 31? So you're saying,
That's a 10, they said on their sheet 10 years.
okay, so so this says, I'm just, again, looking at the minutes,
Oh, the
purchase
minutes.
new drone in 26, 31, and 36.
Right, so drone,
So 20K each of those 3 years?
Sure, why not?
so
Or
which years were drones?
I think 10 years.
31,
31 and 36.
so 20K and 31 and 20K and 36.
Yeah.
So we're kind
Yeah.
of guessing at least right now.
And then what about the MDTs?
The MDTs, we had 2033 as the next year, and
So we've got,
I would say
we got 28K and 28 in
30.
2028.
Laptops don't go up tons; they get better, but
I think,
sometimes they actually come down.
I think it's a good number for,
30.
yeah.
Yes.
Which year was that?
That's 2033.
2033, which line? That's MDT line.
Yeah.
Right, and so we said tasers was 2032 for 50K,
Yes,
and body camera was
2034 for 50K.
Mix up those 5 that we had. All right,
And then for, just finishing with the police, we said breaking out the fees, so we've got 40K for feasibility study in 2026.
Right.
And then from 27, 28, blah, 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 it goes 2050, 2030. And we had discussion about, I think we had discussion about whether or not the 2027 would actually be the 250.
Right.
yeah, but that's what,
Engineering and architecture.
that's what she had on the form.
Right.
That matched the form numbers.
Yeah, the 250 was based on the engineering
Yeah.
costs, and then the 230 was the bond amortization
Right,
spread
so
over.
this is
Got it, okay.
engineering and architecture, I think.
Engineering and architectural, yeah.
So
And then the build is 2028 on at 230, the bond. Yeah,
One of the things we wanted to talk about was the,
So can I just ask about that though? I wonder, guys, if we should break those out into two, wait, what does note 1 say?
That's the bond amortization. Assuming 2028 forward at 3.25 million, calculated at approximately 3.5% amortized for 20 years.
Okay. I wonder if we should just add to that, that the 250 in 2027 is for architectural and engineering fees.
Yeah, I see that split out as 3 lines.
That's what I was
Yeah,
wondering, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what
I
I
mean,
see.
it's either we split it out as 3 lines or we use that assumption number 1 to clarify those.
yes,
Either
I
one.
think using the assumption 1 to clarify is fine,
Yeah,
just because it keeps it all as one.
yep,
As 3 lines, you can slide it out and delete them as the case may be.
That's true too. Instead of just sliding the whole,
Not that the line's gonna change any,
yeah,
it's just the numbers
Right.
will slide.
right.
so what do you guys what do you wanna do for that? What do you guys think?
I mean, depends on how many rows we need to save.
Well, that's,
Adam, Carol, do you have any thoughts on that?
I don't have anything right now, no.
I'd keep it as one item. You're talking about the design for the station. I wouldn't,
Well, the whole, so leave it as 1, but use the footnote
Yeah.
to clarify.
Right, includes, architecture
Yep.
and
Yep.
in year 2 and.
Yeah, there's definitely different types of costs
cost,
associated
yeah,
with it.
but it's all.
It does kind of give you a view of the overall,
Mhm.
what it's gonna be.
We did have that one question on 2026. We were talking about, is that the interest only, or is that, those are the other studies?
Yeah, that was just a feasibility study to determine whether it was to something on this location or potential development location.
Because
There
then,
could be a change to just have an interest only.
2026. Oh, yeah, the
27.
2026 year. Interest only.
Well, no, we don't have a bond at that point.
So
don't have a
27,
bond
instead of having
until-
a flat 230, your
Hey, sorry,
first year would
28.
be.
I'm
Yeah, 28, yeah.
I need to put my glasses on.
I made the paper bigger.
Yeah, actually, it's a good
Yes,
way it
you
was in
did.
the binder with the fold, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
That was this excellent.
Good work on all of that.
Well, there's still a lot more that needs to get added in there. As we're updating the worksheets
Yeah.
and everything, it's just. work in
Evening,
progress.
Steve.
Sign in as a guest, sir.
Are we good with,
Police Department?
police?
The only thing that I wanna include was the, in the funding source.
Yeah.
We have operating budget, grant, and don't we have some, the, reserve funds for like some of that equipment?
We,
The drone and stuff, can't we,
There is the technology fund.
the technology fund, yeah. I think we probably wanna include that as part of that funding source. I wrote TF, but I wasn't sure what my initials meant.
yeah, we did talk
Yeah,
about
the
that, so
technology
for
fund.
like the tasers or the MDTs, right?
Yeah, it makes sense because like the body worn camera grant that we have right now, 50% of that is coming out of the tech fund every year.
Right,
And then the other half of it is state grant.
So do we wanna add, so that body camera is operating budget grant tech fund?
and maybe it should be grant and tech fund and not operating budget at all.
What do you think about that, Ellen?
I guess the only question that I would have is if for whatever reason voters chose not to fund the tech fund, then
Yeah.
it could deplete quickly.
Yep.
It's 10,000 per year that they're adding to it.
So if we put
That
those
gets
three there, then
expended.
it indicates that it's some combination of those three.
Yeah.
And then for the, do the same for the MDT?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the drone too.
And taser? Just no grant for the taser, right?
Okay, so for all of those,
I didn't see any grants for the taser.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Drone too,
It's
right?
just
Right,
budget.
the drone, yes.
okay.
Okay.
So for fire and rescue, for the SCBA, we said add an additional purchase in 2036.
Yeah,
Yes.
Use
that's
it.
what I
yes,
have.
we did.
Well, that must have been the 10-year one. Sorry.
Yeah. So what do we want? I mean, again, that's kind of a,
I think when the original request for this was in 21 and it was for 30,000. I believe it was last year, the committee increased it to 40,000 just based on inflation, so.
so do you wanna go 45 or 50?
Yeah, let's go 45.
Okay.
It's a long ways out.
That's assuming it needs to be done too, because I'm not gonna use it.
And while you're on the fire rescue department, I spoke with Chief Curry today. There was question about another large piece of equipment being replaced in 2029. So I talked to him about that, and technically, engine 2 will be 20 years old. And according to NFPA standards, that would be subject for replacement at that 20-year mark, which would put it at 2029, so that's another placeholder. I just don't have a form on it yet, which is why it didn't get added to this.
Engine 2,
Yes,
2029.
yes. will be 20 years old, so.
That's coming quick. And we thought this seemed kind of light.
Well, I think it was targeted for maybe a replacement of the tanker, but I guess it's going to be a matter of priority.
Okay,
Is
so,
it- So what, that's just the recommendation is 20 years? Because if the engine's in good shape, we don't necessarily have to replace it. Okay.
So that would be an additional line
yeah,
with some value at 2029.
so we don't have a form on that yet, but
Not
we're
yet.
getting one, okay. So maybe for that one, we just put a placeholder for now and put placeholder, and then when we get the number.
And then we
update
can try to get some figures to plug in there.
Yeah.
Ambulance. Pay for the ambulance, doesn't the ambulance come out of the
Ambulance fund.
ambulance fund, not the capital reserve fund?
It's still a capital reserve fund, I think. Right?
Special revenue fund.
Oh, special
So
revenue,
we should
there
probably-
we go. Special.
Pretty special.
So it should be named for whatever that fund is.
I think I asked that last year, didn't I? Okay.
Oh, we got a bunch of public works trucks now too.
Yeah, new stuff.
So we don't have amounts for those either yet.
Nope,
I
those
assume.
ones need forms as well, but I at least wanted to plug them in there as we were talking about the scope out into 10 years. If we looked at our vehicle chart, there are a lot of them that are aging out pretty
Yeah,
soon here.
So we also, so we don't have a form for the portable
Right.
traffic sign.
No, what I did provide
trucks or
in
the
your
dump truck?
packet is a quote for it.
Where,
It's on the back side.
that side?
Yep.
Mhm.
So what I did was I tried to, like, the front half of your pocket is 26 requests, the back side of it's 27.
Oh, because it's a two-sided pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Oh, you wanna, can we go back to a second? One of the things we talked about is a follow-up on updates on this form itself. Monica said that she could work with you potentially tomorrow, if you're available tomorrow to do some of that.
Mhm.
Right, I don't know if you guys wanted to set a time or what.
Preferably in the afternoon. I have a new employee starting tomorrow.
Yeah, afternoon is good for me. I'll reach out to you in the morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, I can check that off my list.
Yes. Okay, so the trucks, we don't have forms or numbers yet.
Graphic signal trailer. Okay, so this is,
So that's just to pull around that.
So you'd have one on either side of wherever they're doing the work on the road, because we don't hire flaggers. We don't have the manpower to do the work and flag, so it's a
Right.
safety function.
right, so, yes, okay, so we would need two of them.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, I looked, I was like,
right, I'm like, all right, that's thinking about it at first, I'm like, we're gonna need two of these.
No, the quote is for 2.
Okay. Yeah, so instead of, basically, because we don't use flaggers.
those are expensive.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does it cost to hire two people?
Well,
You know,
depends on how often you have to use them.
right, exactly, it's
Yeah.
like, what's the ROI? What's the ROI?
For what period of time?
Per day, no,
Per hour?
Times 2.
right.
200.
And radios.
But if you're doing 3 projects a year, you need it for.
Well,
Yeah, it's just.
It's a request at this point,
Exactly.
you know, but we would need to support that based on this information.
Yeah. Nothing is cheap anymore.
No. Alright, so that's there.
Yeah, that was Public Works.
Alright, so we got a bunch
We
of,
had talked about splitting out the culvert lines for each road. Does that make any sense to anybody? Adds more lines, but
We did talk about that.
I don't know, we just added a whole bunch of new lines.
Well, the only thing I wonder about that is like, do we know what the order is actually gonna be? I mean, we've got it listed as Kelsey, Cooper, Barry, but is there any
Yeah.
chance that they'd be like, oh no, we wanna do Barry instead? Which could cause confusion if it's listed in a specific order with a specific year here.
this is what they planned on doing. But they could change that if they so chose, I suppose.
They could, and Cooper Hill was also questionable with the intersection improvements at 4 and 152.
Right.
But
And
that's been
100-year
pushed out a little
storm.
bit further as well, so
It has.
Yeah.
DOT has pushed it out.
100-year storms could change which one goes first.
Yes.
But anyway, not a big deal, just. All right, library. Boy, they're doing furnaces all
Looks like
over.
they're doing furnace. So they got furnace spread out over 2 years, one for AC.
Fortunately, no, they have 3 separate systems over there, 2 of which require, one of them is non-functional at present. They're running off the system like we are here. And the furnace, so I think both furnaces are the same age.
Mhm.
It's not a matter of, it's not setting off the carbon monoxide detection right now, but I guess both units are extremely rusted and they've exceeded their useful life. So in the very near future, we could be replacing. So what I did was, I have quotes coming in. I'm still waiting on the 3rd vendor that came out to look at the system. It's going to end up being an RFP.
Mhm. Just for one and then followed by the other.
The other one, I mean, we might be able to push it out another year, but probably not much further than that.
So one's not working. And that's the one that we definitely.
And then
need to do.
the second one, which is the same exact system, is the same age.
Probably
so
gonna be shortly
It's a
behind.
waiting game.
And then what's the third one?
Sounds like there's 2 systems.
There's
Two
the
duplicate
AC and the
systems.
furnace. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then the third, so now there is a third system that's different that seems to be
That's what
fine.
Yeah, you said 3 systems.
Yeah, because we had just done the air conditioner 2 years ago.
Mhm.
That little building isn't using mini splits or anything?
Well,
Makes a lot of sense for that little building, just use mini splits. Heat and air
built, there
conditioning.
wasn't many splits.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is one of the options that's being presented in the replacement.
So, I'm sorry, Ellen, we're gonna get, forms submitted for that? Okay. We've got the repaving.
Okay, so there's probably no change on that, right?
The big question was about the ADA compliant
Stuff.
pathway. And whether or not that's still identified as a need, and if so, what work could the highway or the public works department do for that?
And I did get a response from Jen on that, because I did pose that question. So Jen Phillips, trustee, stated that because there's now an ADA compliant exit in plan, the rear door leading to the patio, they can address the side of the building in stages, so they're talking about a 3-year staged improvement, which would interface with the Public Works Department doing most of the site work. It's just a matter of putting a timeline to those and then costing it out.
Okay, so they don't have, I'm just wondering if we should throw some rough numbers in for like, you know, materials or something that they may need.
I'm just not I'm not sure how soon in the timeline we should put it, because it does sound like they're gonna need some wetlands approval, so we'll need state approvals.
Right.
And
Well,
Okay.
right,
And
but
then-
I would rather put a number, a WAG out there in an approximate time, and it could shift left and right.
Mhm.
Instead of not having it and then, oh, we're gonna do this next year. You know, it's better to
Yeah.
have something than all of a sudden, oh, we need to do this now.
Better to have worst case scenario
Right.
than, yeah.
So is that what the 100,000 is, or you're saying beyond?
Yeah, that's the
Well,
whole cost.
that was what they, yeah, that's the
That was their
overall.
original guess, but it's like still in 2026, so do we, you know, it sounds like that's probably more than they really need. If highway department's gonna be able to do a bunch of it,
So
but do we split it out into like,
Sounds like 15 for 26, 15 for 27, and the rest of it for 28, 60K for 28, which would be the paving kind of stuff, I would think.
So,
Pushed out over 3 years.
so 15,
I
15,
think you're thinking.
15, 2026, 15, 2000.
or should we push it in as 27, 28, and 29?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah, you
If they don't have a plan yet,
can do anything you want.
So it was,
But it's spreading out over 3 years.
so 15, 15, and 70, is that what it was?
Yeah.
60, 70.
So they don't intend on repaving the parking lot and doing that walkway at the same time? They're not?
No, because they're not gonna pave the walkway.
Was it gonna be a dirt walkway?
some kind of gravel and
No, they'll probably use the, my understanding is they wanted to use like those paving stones that they have down below for the walkway area. But the two parking lots should be
One of them's on the
covered.
library property, and then the other one's town property from the old police station.
So that's, the parking lots are in the 78.7.
Right.
in
So-
26,
and 26,
so that's this
right, that's,
March, we're gonna do something.
and I think that this should be a lot less than 100K overall if we're gonna have the highway
Highway
department
department
do
doing-
it. You know, maybe 15, 15, and 50,
I'm just looking at what they had,
that's still,
they had
it's
for the,
still probably way more than they need.
Yeah, if we're doing
yeah,
work.
repaving is 78,000, so.
Right, but they're gonna, yeah, I know,
I,
I'm thinking, right, those stones that they did
the
down below.
stone sounds like a nightmare going up that walk.
I know, I don't
I don't
know,
know.
like if you get somebody in a wheelchair, how do
I was
you?
gonna say, if it's supposed to be for
No,
handicap.
No,
it's-
those pavers that they did the patio thing with,
Yeah,
I think that's what they wanna use.
Yeah. I hear you, I'm just thinking.
You still have the slope though.
Has to be a small slope.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know, we'll see what they come up with.
Okay, for now,
There's a bunch of options.
why don't we do the 15 and 27, 28 and 70 and 29?
Okay, that's fine.
But Ellen, so so with the back, we are in ADA compliance with what we have
Yes.
existing in the back.
Correct.
We're within compliance, don't wanna be there.
Okay.
Rex got their opinion, I think they want it. this year. So we looked at that stuff. There's no changes to the rec, right? Okay, so that should be fine. They don't know anything beyond that at this point.
Not at this point.
Cemetery's got nothing still.
I think that is going to be a matter of, if we can move forward with the paving at the library and maybe resurfacing out here, then that would be, it's a small enough paving project, we'd try to incorporate it all into one.
Did any of that get paved a few years back or no? It did. So but we still need to do more paving there?
I guess there's still problematic sections.
I've never been to the cemetery,
Where's
so.
North side and south side cemeteries.
Oh,
I think maybe New North was addressed, so.
Yeah, I remember there was some paving at least one of the cemeteries at a few years back, but I don't recall what specifically. And I've never been to the cemeteries.
Time for a tour.
it is.
I
Yes.
guess.
We've actually talked about it just for, like, grounds maintenance. It would be a good time for everybody to
Yep. No,
visit all the
right.
facilities and,
Right.
on the south side when you went to the back of that.
What's that?
South side paving when you went to the entry.
And
Oh.
then it turns to dirt or something?
Right.
so is that an area where it continues to wash out?
Oh, I don't have anybody there.
I'll touch base with Mike Bascom because he was the one that brought it to my attention last year. The figures we didn't have anything. It was too preliminary.
But yes, it would make sense, I agree, that if there's some repaving that needs to be done there, we wanna tie it in with some other paving job.
Mhm.
Cause that's what's gonna save us. Even if it ends up to be some of the street paving that we do every year, so. The parking lots, we probably should tie in with this street. Okay. Admin stuff.
So I think the only thing I added here was the AC replacement. Obviously, we have two major units here that are 2% or less of refrigerant, and it's a refrigerant that we can't get anymore, so we have to replace the units. I've had a couple of contractors come out and take a look at it, provide some quotes. Some feel that we should just put in mini splits in each individual room. Others say the ductwork is already here, it's there working for the heat system, so we might as well just replace the air conditioning unit. So it's a matter of figuring out what option is going to be best.
So
Right now, we're looking at $20,000 to $30,000 to replace those. So there's one in the PD, and then there's a large unit here and a small unit on this side.
So 3
There's
units?
3,
so 3 units, so we're talking,
between 20 and 30,000.
so if we put 30K as a placeholder.
Still in 26?
Potentially, we could technically do it this year with the Building Maintenance Expendable Trust Fund, but it's a matter of balancing the priority needs between this building and the library, because both of them need to be addressed.
Yeah. So let's leave it in 26 and then
Yeah.
change it if we need to.
I noticed there's an audio, video equipment update, and
Yes.
there's a number in there now.
Yes.
There wasn't before.
Yes.
So is that for what we already have, or
No.
new stuff?
So phase one, we split it
Oh.
into 2 phases. So phase one was building this room out so that we had the microphone system, the video display, the new camera. Getting all that equipment over there, which helps with our broadcasting. So that has all been upgraded. That was equipment that was kind of pieced between 14 and 20 years old collectively. What's left behind is the Latronics, which is the public access channel that feeds into the Comcast system. That equipment needs to be upgraded. And so we figured, get this room up and running, we can deal with the lower quality standard definition output that we're receiving now, but phase 2 is the 20,000 to upgrade that for the people that are still viewing our public access channel.
And that comes through the franchise fees.
Correct. So annually, we get between $34,000 and $36,000 in franchise fees. We do have 30,000 of that goes specifically into the cable franchise fund, and the rest goes to offset the taxes as a revenue.
So yeah, we should spend that money since it's what it's for.
And hopefully that will be the last upgrade that we have to, I mean, it's been, like I said, 10, 14 years since we had to do, from what I found in history, we've had to do some replacement of certain pieces, but nothing significant. It's been a while since the upgrade.
Okay. Anything else administration wise further down that we,
Yeah, just on the solar power, the form that was submitted says 118 and it says 2025. So is the 115 and 2026 right?
The 115 was actually, I'm not sure which, I think it just carried forward from 2025 because it's still out there as an option. We didn't pose it as a warrant article this year because it didn't meet the 4% tax cap.
Yeah.
And it was also questionable as to, what we get for purchasing the system outright.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that, we did have major repair that had to take place this year and we were leasing it. It wasn't an expense to the town, so,
So that would be to purchase the ones that are leased.
correct.
So it's,
It would be purchasing the lease out.
so it would be 2026, not 25.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what
So
I'm
the-
saying.
the
I just
sheet-
can't,
the sheet-
because it didn't happen in 25, I
Oh,
carried
so
it
you just
forward
carried
into
this over,
26.
got it, okay,
right,
got it.
right, it's there for,
Yeah, and so it's right on the
Kick the can
spreadsheet.
down the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
That's what the CIP does,
yep, just push this, yeah.
document the can.
Alright, community center parking lot,
And tied into the library and the cemeteries.
So Sue, we don't have any of the school forms, right?
No,
Okay.
we're working on those still.
Okay.
And just because I had placeholders and other non-normative values up top, it messed up all the formulas down bottom, so I just wiped them
Oh,
out until we
yeah, that-
figured
that's
out what
fine,
the
yeah,
plug
right.
figures were gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there's ways to do that, but
wonderful
not-
spreadsheets.
not without spending a little time.
Right.
So we are pretty much working to the schedule that I gave you at the last meeting, and we're working on developing the narrative sheets for those. And the school building addition is something that we're still, superintendent has someone looking at modulars from
Mhm.
another district, so that's a possibility. So we need to really kind of work through those.
Alright. So we got an action item that you guys are gonna get together tomorrow.
Yep.
We talked about the impact fee schedule at the last meeting.
Oh,
And the
probably.
capital reserve account balances, if we could get those.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll get you them.
Yes, we did, we asked about,
Not
And I-
the
right, I
quarter,
pulled
but I'll
out-
get you the second quarter, I'll email them out.
I pulled out my book and said it's gonna be at least this much.
Yeah, so the most recent, I know they just met on the capital reserve piece.
At your last meeting, I think.
Alright,
So the new spreadsheet for generator says 180. No, hang on.
285?
The old-
85.
The old spreadsheet said 180 for the generator. But that's up now up to 285.
This is for the school, we pushed it up to 285, and that
285.
was quoting a larger generator. And the
Okay.
conversation we had at the last meeting was around whether the school is gonna be an emergency shelter.
Yeah.
And I
Right,
think that, I don't know that we came to any consensus on that, I think we said it didn't meet the requirements.
right, we were sure.
But I don't even know about temporary,
There are 6 cots out back.
yeah, so that is
I know,
spec'd
it's eight
out
cots.
for the entire building right now.
It's only
So-
6.
Only 6.
We used two of them.
Did you take a nap?
They're in the highway trailer, so during the long winters.
I do apologize, I need to run to my next meeting now.
Right, yeah, I
Yeah.
think,
Well,
Thank you,
so,
Adam.
I,
two things.
two things.
First, we have to approve minutes,
Well,
but also,
we should approve the minutes, we
Yeah.
don't have to, but.
are we also at the point where we want to start scheduling department heads to come in?
We talked about that last time after you left. I got a note that they said they would bring them in, not this meeting, but the one after.
If there's department heads that are ready, we probably should.
I think for at least the upcoming year, they should be ready. I mean, a lot of
Right.
this has been items that have been on the plan for several years.
Right, and even if, yeah, even if they don't know but have rough ideas,
But like, I mean, police might be a good one to start with,
yeah,
right?
because they, yeah,
Because they're clearly defined, we have forms on all of them, and we would wanna validate some of the assumptions we made about replacement.
right, those future
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So that would probably be a great one to start with. And,
I mean,
Yeah, rec-
realistically, you
rec
only
would
have
probably-
police, rec, and highway in the list.
right,
So we're talking 4 departments.
Yep.
I mean, we could probably easily do rec because it looks like Courtney's stuff is in order pretty much.
There's only 3 things.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, do we feel that like rec, I mean, not that we wanna deny anybody the opportunity, but
Well, I mean, maybe this will give us the opportunity to talk further down the road too, to see
yeah, fair,
if there's other things she should be thinking about.
fair.
I spoke with her for like 15 minutes,
Mhm.
basically trying to take what she had on her sheets and spread it out into specific items. The numbers don't change. But I was kind of putting them in separate lines so you could tell which one is which and that kind of stuff, and then how much each one cost. So I have that info, but it doesn't sound like we wanna add more lines to these, so.
Oh, for like the,
So-
Well, if
you're
it's,
talking about like the multi-purpose court and
Yeah, the
stuff?
court costs
Yeah.
X, the tennis
Yeah,
court costs X. so
Right, I think that's a project. Is my understanding, that's like a project altogether, or is a phase of that project, I should say. But she's got her other phases that we probably wanna get in here. You know, that's,
They all tend to be in there at the moment,
mhm.
but, and they're pushed out for the various years as they go.
Okay, then, yeah, then we wanna
So-
split it, yeah,
So,
in those phases.
it's, the capability exists there to provide more information perhaps as to how it's going. But at the time, I think she kind of put them together as far as the grant was concerned.
Mhm.
So my question was, did you put these together based on what the grant is supposed to do? Or can these be phased out over years
Right,
because we have a grant to pay for those? The answer is yes,
Mhm.
so. In some cases, I guess.
Yep, no, that makes sense.
do we wanna try to do like maybe police, rec, library, or police, fire, rescue, rec, one night, public works, library, another night?
I think fire rec, so I think fire rec and public works are gonna be our 2 biggies. That I just have feelings that, because
Fire,
they're not as defined yet, where we have to talk
Yeah.
about replacement engines and things like that, and
yeah,
so I think
okay,
I think we probably wanna split those.
okay,
That's just what my brain is saying, it's gonna be, those are gonna be biggies, those 2. We maybe wanna do them individually on a night each.
Okay.
Especially if we're only doing we're not
an
gonna,
hour,
we're gonna have to do them on a different night than a Monday. Or, well, not Then on Monday, that's
Cycle.
Board of Selectmen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be okay with skipping the minutes for tonight, because we're running short on time. But,
did everybody look at them and do we
I
have
did, I thought
I
they were
have some
very
changes
specific.
that
a
I,
lot or?
few. It'd take like 2 minutes for me to
I
make.
say let's do it.
yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of August 11th, 2025.
I'll second.
I've got a change on line 79, instead of last week, just August 1st. Change on line 81, not ready for a warrant article, crossed out, determining what will be submitted as a warrant article. And
Which one,
then,
sorry?
that's on line 81.
81?
So you want they are not ready for an article to
It
say
says they're not,
determining.
yeah, we're determining what will be submitted as a warrant article. We're looking at conducting feasibility, that stays, and then add, looking at various options, including modulars at this time. 83. We had proposed spreading the 300, a committee member, so I just want to add, instead of they, a committee member discussed the benefits of purchasing materials in bulk.
Which one was that?
That is line
83.
83. Line 90, after 67,000 comma, it says but it has been replaced. I think this, the but needs to come out. It has been replaced.
Oh, yeah, that was one thing. That's still on the CIP.
Yes, we're taking, when we update everything, that comes
You'll
off.
take it out, okay.
Yep. 91, that add the word district after school, and additional funds should change to remaining funds. And then on line 93, I just crossed out, and there is a question about the need for a new roof. So this project, I think you should just say the project is under review because solar rebates are no longer available. And then add solar panels would be placed after the roof is replaced. And then I just added on 96 that an enrollment report was requested.
Okay, any other changes? All right, you want to restate your motion?
I will make a motion that we accept the minutes of the August 11 meeting as amended by Sue Levinson.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Hey,
Aye. Any opposed?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
All right. All right. Anybody opposed that? All right, we can adjourn.
oh, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.